All right, part 4, confounding compounding. And yes, I know that sounds about as exciting as watching paint dry. But stick with me, because this is literally the closest thing to magic that exists in the real world. I'm going to show you how to become a millionaire by being boring, how time is more important than being smart, and why starting early is the best financial decision you'll ever make. Ready for some magic? Let me start with the question that sounds like a riddle. Would you rather have $1 million right now or a penny that doubles every day for 31 days? Most people would grab the $1 million because a penny is, well, it's a penny. But let's see what happens to our magic penny. Day 1, 1 penny. Day 2, 2 pennies. Day 3, 4 pennies. Day 10, about $5. You're probably thinking, this is stupid. I should have taken the $1 million. But then, day 20, about $5,000. Still not impressive. Day 25, about $167,000. Getting interesting. Day 30, $5.3 million. Day 31, $10.7 million. That penny turned into over $10 million. But here's the crazy part. Most of that growth happened in the last few days. For the first 20 days, you had almost nothing to show for it. That, my friends, is compounding in action. And it's exactly how your money can work if you give it enough time.
Let me tell you about Amy and Ben. Both are 25 years old. Both just got their first real jobs. Amy decides to be responsible. She starts investing $200 a month right away. She does this for 10 years from age 25 to 35, then stops. Total amount she put in, $24,000. Ben decides he wants to live a little first. He waits until he's 35 to start investing, then puts in $200 a month for 30 years until he's 65. Total amount he put in, $72,000. Question, who has more money at age 65? Amy, even though she put in $48,000 less money and stopped investing for 20 years, she ends up with more because she gave her money more time to compound. Amy's $24,000 grew to about $1.3 million. Ben's $72,000 grew to about $800,000. Amy wins by $500,000 by starting 10 years earlier, even though she invested way less money. Speaking of time, let's talk about the world's most famous investor, Warren Buffett. Everyone knows he's super rich. We're talking $100+ billion rich. But here's something that'll blow your mind. Warren Buffett made 99% of his wealth after he turned 50. 99%. He was already pretty well off at 50, but the real magic happened in his later years. But here's the kicker. He didn't suddenly become a better investor at 50. He'd been making roughly the same returns for decades. What changed was that his money had been compounding for so long that even modest gains represented huge dollar amounts. This is the part most people don't get. Buffett isn't famous for being the best investor ever. He's famous for being a pretty good investor for a really, really long time. Here's why most people never experience the magic of compounding. We live in a world of instant everything. Instant messages, instant food, instant entertainment. We're used to getting results immediately. So when someone tells you to invest money and wait 30 years to see the magic happen, your brain goes, 30 years? Are you insane? So most people try to find shortcuts. They day trade, they chase hot stocks, they look for get-rich-quick schemes. And ironically, by trying to get rich faster, they usually end up getting rich slower, or not at all. Let me tell you about the most boring success story you've ever heard. Meet Janet, a librarian who never made more than $40,000 a year. Every month, Janet put $300 into boring index funds. She never picked individual stocks, never tried to time the market, never did anything exciting. She just kept putting money in boring investments for 40 years. Janet retired with $2.4 million. $2.4 million from being a librarian who drove the same Honda for 15 years and brought lunch to work every day. How? She let time and compounding do all the heavy lifting while she focused on living her life. But I don't have $300 a month to invest, I hear you thinking. Okay, let's talk about Maria. Maria started with $25 a month when she was 22. $25. That's less than most people spend on coffee. She increased it by $5 every year as she got small raises. By age 30, she was investing $50 a month. By 40, $100 a month. Nothing crazy, nothing that required her to live on ramen noodles. Maria retired at 65 with over $800,000 from starting with just $25 a month. The magic wasn't in the amount. It was in the time. Let me show you the difference between compound interest and simple interest, because this is where the magic really happens. Simple interest. You invest $1,000, it earns 10% a year, you get $100 every year. After 30 years, you have $4,000. Your original $1,000 plus $3,000 in interest. Decent, right? Compound interest. You invest $1,000, it earns 10% a year, but each year the interest earns interest too. After 30 years, you have $17,449. Same starting amount, same interest rate, but compound interest gives you over 4 times as much money. That's the magic right there. Here's a scary story about the power of time. Meet 2 more friends, Lisa and Mike. Lisa invests $5,000 a year from age 25 to 65, 40 years total. Mike also invests $5,000 a year, but he starts at 35 instead of 25, so only 30 years total. Mike invested for 30 years, Lisa for 40. Just 10 years difference, right? How much difference could that make? Lisa ends up with $1.3 million. Mike ends up with $493,000. Lisa has almost 3 times as much money just from those extra 10 years at the beginning. Those first 10 years that Mike missed, they were the most valuable years of his entire investing life, even though they were also the years when he had the least amount of money in his account. Now, let me show you the dark side of compounding, because this magic works both ways. Meet Kevin. Kevin loves his credit cards. He's got about $5,000 in credit card debt at 18% interest, and he makes minimum payments. If Kevin just makes minimum payments, that $5,000 debt will take him 47 years to pay off. 47 years! And he'll end up paying over $26,000 total. The same magic that can make you rich when it's working for you can make you poor when it's working against you. Compound interest doesn't care if you're borrowing or lending. It just keeps compounding. The biggest enemy of compounding isn't bad luck or market crashes. It's procrastination. Every day you wait is a day of compounding you'll never get back. Every month you say, "I'll start investing next month," is a month that could have been growing your money for decades. There's literally no investment strategy more powerful than starting early, even if you start small. A 22-year-old investing $50 a month will beat a 32-year-old investing $150 a month every single time. Here's another trap people fall into. I need to become an investment expert before I start investing. So they spend months or years reading books, watching videos, analyzing different strategies, trying to find the perfect investment approach. Meanwhile, the person who just started putting money into a simple index fund on day 1 is already months or years ahead, even though they know way less about investing. Remember, time in the market beats timing the market every single time. Okay, let's get practical. How much do you actually need to invest to become a millionaire? If you're 25 and you invest $300 a month in index funds earning about 7% annually, you'll have about $1 million at age 65. If you're 35, you'd need to invest about $500 a month. If you're 45, about $900 a month. Notice the pattern. The longer you wait, the more money you need to put in every month to reach the same goal. Starting early isn't just better, it's way better. Here's the beautiful thing about compounding. It works best when you're not paying attention to it. The people who check their investment accounts every day and make constant adjustments usually do worse than people who set up automatic investments and then ignore them for years. Why? Because compounding needs time to work. And when you're constantly messing with your investments, you're usually interrupting the process right when it's starting to get good.
I know this is frustrating to hear, but the most important part of building wealth through compounding is doing nothing. Not picking perfect stocks, not timing the market, not finding secret strategies. Just consistently putting money into boring investments and then waiting. And waiting, and waiting some more. It's like planting a tree. You don't dig it up every week to check if the roots are growing. You just water it regularly and let time do the work. Here's the massive takeaway from part 4. Compounding is the 8th wonder of the world, but it only works if you give it time. The best time to start investing was 20 years ago. The second best time is right now. Not next month, not after you learn more, not when you have more money, right now. Because every day you wait is a day of potential compounding you can never get back. And that, my friends, is the closest thing to time travel we have in the financial world. So, there you have it. One more mind-bending concepts from the psychology of money. Confounding compounding shows us that time is literally the most valuable ingredient in building wealth. Next time, we're diving into even more fascinating ideas from this incredible book. Trust me, it just keeps getting better. If this changed how you think about money goals or investing, smash that like button. Share it with someone who needs to hear about the magic of starting early. And definitely subscribe because we're nowhere near done with this book. Are you ready to start your compounding journey? Let me know in the comments. Until next time, remember, start your snowball rolling. The magic is waiting. See you soon.